Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now I'm gonna try to make this quick. I wasn't gonna even do nothing, but y'all know I'll find a reason to talk about two-weight division champion, right, and mistreated fighter Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. Now we know Demetrius Andrade's in a high-profile fight, probably for the first time in his career, with David Benavidez. Now he's been fighting since he's been 20. Now he's 35 right now. You see what I'm saying? Olympian, come out, thought to become one of our best fighters. This can only happen in America. Now, in the world of boxing, people are in the know. People who either box themselves, train themselves, train other fighters, or in the boxing gyms, really close to it. Even, we can even say promoters, things like that. They're really around boxing, on a daily. These people know what time it is with Demetrius Andrade. You're hearing the best woman fighter of all time, Clarissa Shields, telling you he's the most avoided fighter in boxing, and others. Well, I just watched a little program on Pro Box, shout out to them, where Tim Bradley was weighing in, Chris Algieri, and Pauline Malignaggi was weighing in on Demetrius Andrade's chances against Benavidez and how he's been treated over the years. And, Tim Bradley was speaking and people came in, probably Canelo fans, and were just saying, hey, this guy has avoided people, pulled out fights, whatever. People like to come into my comment section and say he's this old and is a prospect still and stuff like that. To kind of disregard the fights that he's been avoided, but how he's pulled out of fights. So they just broke it down for you. Which I should tell you guys, you should just go check it out. Broke it down, the fights that he's pulled out, the Jamel Charlo fights or whatever, and a couple of other ones, he's getting $300,000, right? $300,000, and he was the champion. You supposed to pull out that fight. Champions don't fight for $300,000. This ain't the 70s. You know what I mean? So, they was being mistreated. This guy was more high profile, and he, him and Jamel Charlo, even if it was 2014 or whatever, forget what year it was, they supposed to be getting more than that. So in a couple of other fights that didn't happen. I told you the ones of late, the Yanovics and the Zach Parker, I know he was going to get about $120,000 for that. And that was only about 2 years ago. See what I'm saying? So, this is how they do him. And then the fights, the big fights, he wasn't able to get. But they broke it down, and I thought in a good way. I think Tim Bradley was also explaining to people that there was a fight in the middleweight division where Canelo Alvarez was offered $40 million to fight him. He was going to get $35 million to go up two-weight divisions to fight Kovalev. Now, this is interesting. You have three boxers, great pundits, great fighters, all three of these guys, right? Or definitely good fighters. I think Tim Bradley you could put in the great category, but Malignaggi and Algieri are definitely good fighters, and they're definitely knowledgeable. I think we can all agree on these three guys being very knowledgeable. No one mentioned the fact that not only did Canelo get offered $40 million to fight Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade at 160 pounds, it would have been for undisputed. For some reason people can't fathom that. That's what gets me so much. We had an undisputed middleweight fight that everybody ignored because he's going up two-weight division to fight Kovalev, who didn't look good after fighting Anthony Yard and didn't have a good recovery time, right? So it was an obvious duck. Well, I hate to say here, it's not the word I use, but even they used it. Now, Tim Bradley went in and explained the fact that he was trying to get Golovkin too, and Golovkin didn't fight him and this and that. Now, he didn't go into detail like I go into that, that Demetrius Andrade went to the zone because at that point, Canelo Alvarez was there, Gennady Golovkin was there, and his mandatory Jaime Munguia was there, right? And he was still not getting any fights. Now, Pauline Malignaggi came last. Now, Pauline Malignaggi went in correctly. He just said for the people who are writing in with that kind of stuff must be Canelo fans, and he just told them, Demetrius Andrade, when he was in his prime, would have beat any of your favorite fighters' ass. That's how he came. He didn't even come beat around the bush. He would have beat their ass, right? And we all know it, and everybody in boxing knows it. That's how he came, right? And he said he's the most mistreated fighter ever, basically. And it's one of the most tragic stories in boxing. And that's where he speaks for my soul. It's a tragic story, what was going on with Demetrius Andrade. That's why I'm always tripped about how upbeat he is. What's went on with Demetrius Andrade is tragic. And it wouldn't happen with no hate. It would be impossible if there wasn't hate involved for us to do that to a fighter. But it's one of the most tragic stories around that because it shouldn't have been possible. And what your boy Pauline Malignaggi was saying is, even at the press conferences, Demetrius Andrade, I told you he would come to so many press conferences that at Gennady Golovkin and Canelo Alvarez he was banned. But that last press conference that he went to Canelo Alvarez, where Canelo Alvarez got famous for saying you want payday, right? That stuff, and you're a horrible fighter. That one. Pauline Malignaggi thinks, and I do too, that Demetrius Andrade was told, don't come in here acting a fool. And that's why Demetrius Andrade was all docile and nice. Even though he was, this guy's, telling him, get the hell out of here. He didn't say get the hell. He said, get the F out of here. Horrible fighter, and you want payday, right? Now, no one should have that much power. Especially if you ain't better than me talking down to me like that. And people in the room laughing. Boy, they needed a few more people like us in them rooms. Because we'd have been laughing at Canelo. Not the other way around, but whatever. That's what it's hate. So it's another thing we need to touch on because Paulie Malignaggi went in. Now, Paulie Malignaggi has been accused of being racist on many occasions because Paulie Malignaggi, when he gets animated about things, he won't watch his mouth. Now, he said a couple of things where I put a big old question mark over my head, right, for sure. But one of them wasn't that, for example, when he said that Eastern Europeans are starting to take over boxing. That didn't bother me from the standpoint. It's like, okay, because they definitely are, very, very represented. And I was like, if you're looking at the cruiserweight division, shoot. That right after the WBSS tournament where your boy Alexander Usyk won that tournament. And I always mention the other guys. Mario Bridas was in there, and Marek Gossev, and Vlodacek, Marco Huck, And then that was the cruiserweight. Now, we know what time it is in light heavyweight. That's better be in Bivol territory. That's Eastern European. And so those, definitely. And then you still had Gennady Golovkin, the Victor Postals of the world, the Kavalikas and stuff. So, I can imagine him saying that without it being a racist statement. That's something that he was seeing. There's other things too. I just think that when he's animated about something, it is what it is. So, and he came to the rescue or to protect Demetrius Andrade because he's spitting the truth. It's not about what his opinion, right? It's the truth. And so you got to give him hats off to him for that. And I just think, Demetrius Andrade needs to be, heralded as what he is. Now, like Paulie Malignaggi, y'all know I roll with Demetrius Andrade straight the hell up. He's a Negro League fighter, one of my chairmen. But when it comes to Dave Benavidez, if I had to say what could happen in that fight, what you're leaning towards, I'm thinking David Benavidez maybe by late stoppage too. Very late stoppage too. Because I don't know if Demetrius Andrade is going to be able to do 12 rounds at what he's going to need to do to keep this dude off, right? But Demetrius Andrade has the skill to do it, but he's getting up there now because you're gonna have to have your stamina. Is gonna have to be, you're gonna have to have a lot of stamina in this fight. Skills, he's got them, but getting caught late by Dave Benavidez is a possibility. Wouldn't change my opinion of Demetrius Andrade, not one iota, right? But I would like him to be able to just show people what he's been doing the whole time. And it's a shame because he's been showing people the whole time. And the people's reaction, like Gennady Golovkin, you got to imagine, why wouldn't Gennady Golovkin go get that belt? Demetrius Andrade wasn't just coming to press conferences without belts. He's the champion, by the way. Why wouldn't Canelo, when you're the mandatory for Demetrius Andrade at 154 pounds, WBO champion, why wouldn't you just fight him? Why wouldn't you fight him to become the first Mexican undisputed champion at 160 for $40 million? Why wouldn't Gennady Golovkin just fight the man and get another title? And he's all at the zone. Why is Jaime Munguia about 37-0? I'm the mandatory for Demetrius Andrade for 2 years. I ain't touching it. I ain't going close to him. And the media doesn't get on these people. So, me, being a little under the weather and everything like that, this is still something that I'm going to talk about. I'm going to go back, drink me some tea now and go to sleep. But at the end of the day, this had to be said. I'm glad Pauline Malignaggi, Tim Bradley, and your boy Chris Algieri has weighed in on the situation, because that it is what it is. We got a legend right here, and he's going to be a legend for me. I don't really care whoever calls them other legends. Demetrius Andrade is a damn legend in the boxing ring, and how he's been treated is legendary. And I will have to quote your boy Paulie Malignaggi, and it's tragic. Welcome to Demetrius Andrade's world, y'all. Doma Sports Talk worldwide, and I'm up out of here, y'all.